Time for cleaning up paint materials. So first of all, you're going to have brushes that have paint in them. So please swish these around in the water container. There are ridges on one side. You should have warm or hot water on both sides below the dividing line. So swish those around. Please make sure the paint's out of them. That, and then you just simply take the water, dump it in the sink, and then the water container will get put back over on the table where it belongs. Brushes, make sure the paint's out of them, like I said, and then those will go in the container over there on the white table as well. So one person will be doing like brushes, water, paper towels to clean off the table if there's any paint on the table. And then someone does the paint tray. So you're going to have a main tray, a mixing tray, and you want to use warm or hot water. Okay, you get the sponge very full of warm or hot water like this. Don't let the water hit the tray or it's going to splatter paint and water all over the place. You're going to have a much bigger area that you're going to have to clean up. So you get this really wet. And an example of the main colors, yellow, red, blue, black, and white, is kind of spread out like this. Every other paint well, this is the paint palette, and these are called wells, so every other one. And whatever you have left, you just take the sponge, you rotate the sponge around like this, and you can start getting the paints out of the tray. Kind of rotate it around once and you can get most of them out. Hold it down low and you rinse the sponge out. If you hold it up high, you're going to get water or paint in and around the counter and all over the sink area. So hold it down low. Notice the water is still not hitting the paint tray. We're not using soap. Soap is only for washing your hands, so I'm going to go through this one more time. Clean, damp sponge. I rinse the sponge out. So now I just have water, so I'm going to set that aside. Do the other tray, which would be the mixing tray. Again, get it really full of warm or hot water. Warm and hot water helps actually dissolve the paint, helps it disintegrate. Cold water just kind of smears it around and it takes 2 or 3 times as long to clean up if you have cool or cold water. So again, I'm just kind of rotating the sponge, getting most of the paint out. I hold the sponge down low, keep rinsing the sponge out with water, squeezing it out. I've got most of the paint out, so I'm going to go over this one more time. Finish getting the rest of the paint. So I rinse the sponge out. Okay, just kind of sit it back on there. I'm done. Take some paper towels. Tear some off the roll, and please take the time to go through here. Make sure the paint's out of the paint palettes. Okay, and then that's going to go back on the pile. Same thing over here. Make sure the paint's out. Please get the water out of the tray. Should not be any paint on the back, but check just to make sure if there's paint on the back. You can just wipe some off with a paper towel. Like that, and these go back over on the white table as well. If there is paint or water all over the counter, okay, please take a clean damp sponge, which this one is. Please go over and get the paint off. You can use a paper towel, get paint and water off the area. You don't have to dry off all the water, but if it's like a flood out here, please dry that off, get the paint out. This is the front row sink. We also have the middle row sink and back row sink. So if there's just a flood everywhere and paint everywhere in the sink, on the counter, then that row won't be dismissed until this area is cleaned up. Same with the middle row and back row. So please be responsible. Don't make your row stay after the bell because it's still not clean in this area. And that's basic cleanup of paint supplies. When you're done, if you'd like to use soap, then you can go ahead and wash your hands, dry them off, and then you're good to go. And this soap is concentrated. You don't need very much soap. A little bit of soap goes a long ways, and this is only for washing your hands, not for sponges, not for the paint trays, not for brushes or the water container. Thanks for watching.